Here we go. How you going, people? How's the day been? Are you still recovering from the news? I know I am. I am still in the hype zone. Oh boy, there is so much to talk about. So much to analyze. So much to see. Oh boy. Yes, you remember correctly. Last night they did announce Final Fantasy VII Rebirth for the Nintendo Switch 2 and the Xbox Series X, S, I don't know. And there is much to talk about. Hey there, Vianney Fanti. Where do we get started? I think Twitter is a good place to begin. I think Twitter would be a perfect place to begin. All right. Now we have a lot to check in on. All right. Welcome everyone. Okay, hang on just a second. My screen is not big enough. There we go. Perfect. All right. We have heaps to see. I don't know where to begin. I think the first thing we should do is check out the trailer. What do you think? Yeah, we should just go ahead and check out the trailer. Even though we saw it last night and you can see the reaction. Last night we saw the direct trailer, and that wasn't the same one. They've released another one. And it's literally the same trailer for... It's the announcement trailer, the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth announcement trailer for Nintendo, for Xbox. It's on Square Enix. It's on all the YouTube channels. So we're going to check this one out. It's an amazing trailer. I have seen it, but you know, I couldn't hold myself back. All right, but we need to check out all the minute details, the minutia. All right, so let me just make sure that Chrome is playing the audio. All right, now let's dive into it. Damn, I love this game.
We fought him.
Yes, you did.
Whatever happened, He's alive.
He sure is. Alive, dead, somewhere in between. What's that squeak? That cloud squeak.
Just look at it all. It's so green.
I know.
You coming?
Remember seeing that trailer? The first time I saw that
He
trailer.
wants to reclaim his birthright.
Reclaim.
All over the planet with
Okay, he wants to reclaim. Is that a subtle hint for the title of part 3? Is it? You reckon? He wants to reclaim. I mean, I've been saying that reclaim could be a title, could be a potential title for part 3, and the fact that they've got it in quotation marks, I reckon it's a big hint. Or big, subtle, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but I reckon it's pretty much on the nose.
Nova at his side.
Oh, Queen's blood, all of it. The gold saucer. Oh man.
Cloud, remember what you told Guy and attack back there?
Yin attack. Vincent, my boy.
Problem is, Sephiroth stole the black materia, meaning he could destroy the entire planet any minute.
Your day of reckoning is here. Yet, you need not be afraid. This is but a homecoming.
You saved me before. Now it's my turn.
Whatever happens, I'm here for you.
Ready?
All the shippers going insane.
There you are.
Sephiroth! I gotta say, this trailer was very hype. June 3rd. And you get the incredible Zack card. Like, what the heck? Okay. So that was the ultra hype trailer with the ultra hype release date, like June 3rd. Wow. That's way earlier, almost a month earlier than than a lot of people predicted. Some people were going for July 7th, just so they could hit that 7/7, you know? And that would have been a good date. But I reckon that the game is ready. Like, I feel like they're just doing optimization at this point. So they've, they're pretty much ready to push it out. I mean, even if they had to do it in a month, I'm sure they could. I'm sure they could, like, they're at a point right now where if you take into consideration Naoki Hamaguchi's previous statements about the game, you realize that this game is ready. Like, they would have no issues. Like, if the shareholders told them push it out in a month, push it out in March, I'm sure they could. Like, he has already said that we're just doing optimizations and final polishing. And yeah, it's pretty much good. It's pretty much ready to be pushed out to the public. So yeah, the fact that they're holding it out till June, it just makes me think that they're giving it room to breathe from a marketing standpoint, you know, just so people can keep talking about Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and, you know, what a hype game it was, just so they can give the PlayStation community some time to tell the Nintendo community of what a great game it is and why they should play it, you know, just how it happened with the Final Fantasy VII Remake. And then there's the other thing, right? Who announces a game just to release it 1 month later, especially a huge game like this, right? On any console, like even if it's been out on other consoles for years and years, you have to give your game some time to breathe from announcement to release, just so you can market it, just so you can advertise it a little bit to people, just to show it off. Like, there's going to be other trailers too. I'm sure we're going to get other trailers for Rebirth for the Switch too. It's not going to be the only one. Trust me. There's going to be other directs between now and June where they're going to be showing it off again. They're going to have other trailers for it. They're going to be like, oh, look, it can do this and this in Rebirth. I don't think they'll release any DLC for it just so they can push it on the Switch. I mean, that would be pretty silly, wouldn't it? You reckon there might be DLC? No, that would be a bit too far-fetched, especially when they've got another game coming up. Like, how much work can they handle? You know, optimizations for the Switch 2, preparing, optimizing Rebirth for the Switch 2, preparing Part 3 for the PlayStation and all the other consoles, and then giving them DLC as well. I mean, who knows? There might even be DLC for Part 3, but I don't think Rebirth will get any DLC. In fact, that's probably why they're giving people this card that you can see here, this masterpiece. But why would it be Zack? Why not Cloud? Anyway, it's still a pretty legendary card. It's a pretty amazing card. And speaking of Square Enix's collaboration with Magic the Gathering, I was reading. Anyway, we'll go through that a little bit later as we traverse Twitter or X. And speaking of Twitter and X, here we have the announcement. We're not going to see it again. It's just the announcement. You know, pretty hype. A lot of people saw it. You can see here 871,000 people viewed this. So, you know, pretty highly anticipated. It was a good direct last night. I don't know why people are reacting so badly to it. I thought it was a pretty hyped direct. I thought, in fact, it was one of the most hyped directs that we've seen in a long, long time. I don't know why people reacted so badly. Like, we've got another trailer for Resident Evil Requiem. We got some cool Bethesda games coming to Switch 2, like, I don't know, Indiana Jones and the Circle of whatever. We got, what was that? Okay. Oh, we got a new trailer for Pragmata. What was that first one? Fallout 4, yes. What was that first co-op game with the anime? Oh, yeah, The Adventures of Elliot, another one from Square Enix. And we got the release date for it as well. June 18th for The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Task, which is starting to look rather good, by the way. Orbitals. Orbitals is the game I'm really looking forward to. I love the visual style of Orbitals. It's amazing. It's incredible. Look at it. Well, no, we're actually going to see this trailer.
Deep in space, a research...
Okay, X might not be the best place to see this trailer. All right, let's check it out here. Orbitals. Switch 2, does it matter? Yeah, let's check it. Look at the style. I love it.
Deep in space, a research station was suddenly
It's like you're watching an anime from, what's his name, Hayao Miyazaki?
15 years later, its survivors are living peacefully.
It's amazing. I love it.
The threat of another cosmic storm is coming up fast.
I love the idea of playing a co-op game that looks like this.
Maki and Omura, two young explorers, must now brave galactic dangers and save all that's left of their home.
And tell me that it doesn't look
Teamwork is key in this
mind-blowing
two-player co-op adventure.
And so much fun.
You'll need a few tools to survive. The scrap hook grabs and moves platforms so you can carve a path
Isn't that awesome? Look how cute it looks.
The liquid launcher blasts water to activate mechanisms.
It's like a callback from our childhood years.
And cool down scorching surfaces.
When you'd wake up on the weekend at 10 o'clock to watch your favorite cartoons / anime.
Super hot heat
and enjoy breakfast in bed
open
or on the
doors,
couch.
And more. Use the tools together, and you might discover unexpected solutions to puzzles. While exploring, you can encounter strange life forms, or opt for a detour and take a little travel break.
I'm loving this.
With GameShare, two players can adventure together locally or online if one person has the game. Can these two brave explorers save their home?
I don't know. This looks incredible to me.
Exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system this summer.
This looks amazing. This looks amazing. So yeah, we got so much stuff last night. So I don't understand why people were like, "Oh, it was a terrible direct." In fact, I think it's because we have such an abundance of content that people just expect so much. They have these crazy expectations whenever a direct or an event from any developer like Sony or Microsoft or Nintendo or anyone is announced, that people have this crazy expectation that like, oh, I want to see The Elder Scrolls 6, you know, or I want to see The Witcher 4, or I want to see, you know, we have these insane expectations, or I want to see Kingdom Hearts 4, or I want to see, I don't know, Final Fantasy 9 remake or whatever. And that's why I always say, whenever a show like this is announced, I always say keep expectations low, because, you know, I've been burned so many times in the past myself. But you got to temper it. You got to be like, okay, it's an event and it's about games, but if I don't get what I want, you know, I can still appreciate other things that come out. I got to keep an open mind that, you know, I've watched so many shows where we haven't gotten a single Final Fantasy game, and you can go back and watch them on YouTube, but still you're like, okay, we got other stuff, and I might enjoy some of these other games while I'm waiting for my favorite games to come out. So yeah, I don't understand all the hate. Anyway, yeah, the heat that Nintendo got for this event. But going back to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and the announcement, we got some interesting information from Naoki Hamaguchi, the game's director, which I'd like to read. Okay, a lot of interesting tweets that worth discussing right here. So he says, we've announced that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth will launch on June 3rd. With the addition of Switch 2 and Xbox, the game will be released as a full multi-platform title. This year, we plan to share more updates on the Final Fantasy VII Remake project than ever before. We'll look forward to celebrating together with even more players around the world. So this could be a hint as to what we discussed yesterday, and again, you can catch that video on YouTube, that Final Fantasy VII Part 3, Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3, might be going multi-platform from launch. It's something that was speculated a lot, something that a lot of people have been talking about a lot, that this game, that Square Enix may have terminated their exclusivity deal with Sony in order to, you know, do what Mr. Hamaguchi says in this tweet, which is to bring the game to even more players around the world. You know, and there's many ways to look at this, because again, we've discussed this before. I spoke about this last time, that they put out a remake on PlayStation 5, and it sold relatively well, like 5 million copies in a few days. I don't know how many it sold in its lifetime on that platform, but like to this day. But then they went to Rebirth, and because people didn't really appreciate how the first game's direction, a lot of people turned their back on it. Like, even though Rebirth is an incredibly open game, and it literally it's taken huge liberties with what it, not liberties, it has a lot of diversity with the options that it gives to players in regards to how they can spend their time in that world. Players chose to turn their back on it because it wasn't a copy-paste of the original game. It wasn't following the same direction as the original game. I don't know. So, yeah, PS5 players decided to abandon this project after the first game because it wasn't exactly what they were hoping for. So, yeah, with that in mind, the game Rebirth sold only about 2 million. I'm not sure. Like, let me check. Lifetime sales of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on PS5. Yeah, suggesting a launch line sales with early estimates suggesting around 2 to 3 million copies sold digitally and physically by March 2024, despite not meeting Square Enix's initial profit expectations. In Japan, it sold over 262,000 physical copies in its first week. That's poor. That's poor. Launch before the game recorded the second biggest PS5 following Final Fantasy XVI. See, performance versus expectations. While early sales data for Rebirth and Final Fantasy XVI were noted as not meeting internal company profit expectations, it remained a top-selling title. Comparison to predecessor, this is a good one. Final Fantasy VII Remake sold over 3.5 million copies in its first 3 days. An analyst suggested Rebirth performed on par with 16 rather than the higher-selling Remake or even FF15. And this is the cause of that decision. This phrase right here is the cause of their decision to break the contract. Even it could be a multi-million-dollar contract. They have their exclusivity deal with Sony, but still, they're probably thinking that they might be better off breaking it. It could be like it happened with, a good example is what happened with Final Fantasy 13, where they released the first game, FF13, sold 10 million copies, or 5, somewhere between 5 or 10. The second one sold about half, and the third one didn't even sell 1 million. It sold somewhere around about 200,000 copies, if I'm not mistaken, and that could be a lot. So they're thinking that if we're going to watch the same show, the same show again with these sales, we'd be better off breaking our contract with Sony and just going multi-platform. Because just think, if they've invested, I don't know what the budget is in this game, like let's say $10-20 million. I'm just giving you a figure. If they've invested $20 million into creating each one of these games separate, then why would they want to just keep watching their sales figures plummeting? Because it's obvious from these numbers that people do not care. The PS5 people, they do not care about the remake project anymore. They invested in it with the FF7 remake. They saw it wasn't exactly as they expected it to be, and they turned their back on it. They're like, we don't care. This isn't exactly as we expect. To be fair, it's not all of them. Like, it wasn't all of the people, because you can see that, I mean, I don't know, 2 to 3 million copies digitally and physically by March 2024. When did it come out? It came out in February 2024, didn't it? Sold over 3.5 million in its first 3 days. Again, so yeah, let's say 2.5 million. So about 50% of people, let's say 50 to 60% of people that bought the first game bought the second one as well. So instead of sitting there losing crowd, Square Enix has decided that, you know what, thanks Sony, thank you for supporting us, thank you for investing in this project, but we've gone this far and we've decided that it would be better for the company. You know, you've got to look after number one at the end of the day. You've got to look after what's best for you, for the individual, and in this case for the company, right, for the developer. So they're thinking that it would be better to break the contract with Sony. I don't know how many million they've put into it, but they're thinking that it might be better to break it and, pardon me, and to just go on by themselves and launch it, give it out to everyone. Because think about it, if they push it out to all platforms and they're able to sell 5 million again within just the first few days, that'll be a huge success. But even then, I'm not even thinking that much. I'm thinking that if they push it out to all platforms day one, they'll create such hype just by that fact alone, that it's coming out to all platforms on day one. There'll be so much hype around it. It could even sell 7 million just within first week or so. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. There's so much expectation around this game. There's so many people wanting to play it, and people have been asking for it to go on all platforms, and now that they're doing it, people will respond. Gamers will respond. Gamers are a community that if you give them what they want, they will respond. They will support you. So if Square Enix does that, I'm sure there'll be, and if the game is good, if the game is worth it, like if they show that, you know, in the trailers you can do things like, you know, take the Highwind around the world, or you know, go to the Northern Crater, or have fight the weapons like you did in the original game. So if they do the basic ABCs within the game and don't change too much around, I mean, we know that the final battle with Sephiroth is going to be like timeline changes and all that, and we're expecting that, we're okay with that. But if they follow the basic structure of the original game and bring it to all platforms, I think that would be on track to sell 7 million copies within the first week. that's what I'm expecting. That's what I can see. Like those are the, I'd say, sales projections for part 3. Anyway, okay, moving on from this. What else does he say? He also says, he celebrates this. He says, look at this. It's about the card. It's about the Zack card. And we'll talk about that too. And here he says, we're using what we learned from optimizing for the Steam Deck to improve the Switch 2 version as well, including reducing the overall data size because it's gone from 150 giga that it was on the PS5. It's gone to 102 on the Switch 2. So they've significantly reduced, reducing 50 giga, taking out 50 gigabytes is not a small deal. It's not something that you can do easily, right? So they've done incredible work even in that department. People were saying, and there was a lot of speculation going on, right? Like how much space is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth going to take on the poor Switch 2? It's a portable device, like semi-portable device. It doesn't have the capacity of a PS5 or the hard drive. But see, they've done this now, and they've significantly reduced it. And I'm sure that they've also reduced the load that it takes for the Switch 2 to play it. They have gone above and beyond. They have gone above and beyond to get this game on the Switch 2 and on all devices, but especially on the Switch 2, which is, I mean, admittedly, it is a lower performing device than a PS5. So yeah. Launching on June 3rd, another tweet, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth officially supports Xbox Play Anywhere, allowing you to play across Xbox Series XS, Windows, Microsoft Store, and ROG Ally with a single license. You can literally play this anywhere. Literally. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the second game in the remake trilogy, arrives on Nintendo Switch 2 and Xbox on June 3rd, 2026. So yeah, the reason why I'm suspicious of that June 3rd release date is because Summer Game Fest is on June 5th. So there's a lot of speculation and there's a lot of rumors by the Twitter user or Reddit user or whatever, the guy called Nate the Hate. He's the one that said that there's going to be a Nintendo Direct. He's the one that first released the info. He leaked the info, to be more precise, about the Nintendo Direct that happened yesterday. And he also said that FF7 Rebirth would be announced then. So that's what happened. He's also said, and he said this way before that there's going to be a state of play on February 12th, which is next week. It's next Thursday? Next Thursday, yeah. And I don't know if he's confirmed this. He has said that there could be, I'm not sure if he's confirmed that Square Enix would show Final Fantasy VII Part 3 there. I'm not positive about that. But if he hasn't, some people are speculating that Part 3 would come out there. But a lot of others are saying, you know what? They're going to hold off till Summer Games Fest because they don't want to get their games confused. They don't want to get fans confused. Other people are saying they might announce the game just so we can get a title for it. They might announce it next week and give us the release date at Summer Games Fest and a second trailer or whatever, which, of course, we all know is going to be January 31st, 2027, which is the 30th anniversary of the original game. I mean, I'd be heaps surprised if it came out before that, right? We were shocked yesterday when they said that Rebirth is coming out June 3rd. That was a big surprise. Like, everyone was surprised. But it was a predictable surprise. If they break that, if they say that Part 3 is coming out this year, I'm sure minds will be blown. I'm sure they're going to blow people's minds. But anyway. Okay, other news for Square Enix that I'd like to see. Was it Stealth or was it... let's check out Stealth. I'm not 100% sure if it was Stealth. I don't think so. No, I think it was Genki? Must have been Genki. All right, just a sec. You know, you got your sources. You've got these people doing excellent work on Twitter. So yeah, what's this? So NECFL Lin Tao says they want to use a lot. This isn't about screenings. A lot of AI, especially in game production, but says Gen AI by itself is not a business nor a threat to their studios. Of course not. It says Gen AI is a tool that needs to integrate with creators in order to make commercial products on using AI. At this point of time, it's difficult to really say, but what we can say right now is to use a lot of AI. I'm sure a lot of people love this. I'd love to see the comments. So we promote using AI, especially in game production. And if that disrupts the existing process, we should be the ones disrupting rather than the ones being disrupted. On the thread of Gen AI, I think it can be in a toolbox, a very strong tool and toolbox. That is the kind of the feeling we have about AI. The tool itself is not going to be a business. So I think we need the sensitivity of artists and the tool to integrate in order to have another business chance or to have entertainment. So that's the kind of understanding we have. In that sense, AI I don't think is a threat, but so that the creators can use AI in the fast way, and then we are going to help them make it into a commercial product. So I think that is Sony's mission. Okay. I'm not seeing... Oh, here we go. Here we go. It's somewhere here. Square Enix latest financial results. Net sales minus 13.3%, operating income plus 39%. HD Games net sales down due to lower sales of new titles compared to last year, which had Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake, but operating income up due to steady sales of new titles and higher sales of catalog titles. MMO subsegment sales and profits down year on year. Yeah, Final Fantasy XIV has not really been doing that well recently. There's been a lot of political issues invading or coming into Final Fantasy XIV, and that's really harming the game. Like, a lot of people have been calling it out for being too, for, how should I word this? For having too many liberal ideas, too many left-wing ideas. A lot of people have called out the FF14 scenario team for making the game seem a bit too woke. So that's why you see, you know, it's the players, it's the fan base voting with their wallets. They're saying, keep politics out of video games. And I'm not going to voice my own opinion on that, but I'm just saying what's happening and what you're seeing here. Games for smart devices, PC browsers, subsegment sales down, but profits up. I'm going to say that FF7 Ever Crisis might have had something to do with that. Publication net sales minus 1.5%. Amusement net sales 0.3%. And merchandise net sales, that one's a big one, plus 30.9%. And you want to know why that's that big? Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering. Like, it's funny because Magic the Gathering was responsible for this figure you see right here, for this plus 39%. Their collaboration with Magic the Gathering was so insane. Hang on. Let's see if we can find it anywhere. Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy. Let's see. Here it is. I wondered why I couldn't find it. Square Enix merchandising profits double due to the Final Fantasy X Magic the Gathering collaboration. Profits up by 98.9%. That figure is insane. It's sick. Like, it almost doubled their profits. They didn't care about what games they sold last year or whatever. Look at these figures. Look, it's sick. Look what happened. Billions of yen. 3.2. Q1. Look. Operating income right axis and net sales left axis. I can't really read this chart. Sorry, I kind of suck when it comes to math. But major products in fiscal year 2026. Just Magic the Gathering and some, you know, some Play Arts Kai stuff. I don't even know what this is, but what even is this? Anyway, so yeah, you can imagine how profitable and what a great decision it was. What a great decision that was to collaborate with Magic the Gathering, because Magic the Gathering already has a huge fan base of its own, right? So yeah, they dipped into that fan base and they found the Final Fantasy fans within that fan base, and they grabbed them, and like even I bought some cards. Like the other day, I was at my local department store, retailer store, whatever, and I saw they were selling, I think, booster packs for like $12, and I was like, oh, I came this close to buying it. The only thing is that it was behind a glass store, and I was like, I didn't want to bother the clerks. I didn't want to get them to open it up and make a whole big deal about it just for $12. I was like, you know what, just leave it. But if I found them somewhere available, I would definitely dip my hand in there and be like, okay, I'm getting one. And I don't care, you know, if you draw out a Zach or a Sephiroth or a Titus, you know, whatever. But yeah, look how well this worked out for them. You know, it's funny. You just make a random decision and you're like, well, this might work, this might not. And it ends up being the best decision of your life. You know, it's funny. I wonder if this will make them do other collaborations in the future with other companies. Like, and if you don't know, they've made a card game of their own. That's the funny thing. That was the first thing that I thought when I saw this announcement with Magic the Gathering. I thought to myself, but isn't there already a Final Fantasy card game released by Square Enix? So what do they have to gain with this? Because I'm not huge. I do know about Magic the Gathering. I don't know that much about it. I know that people play it and stuff, but I was like, it didn't really do much for me. It didn't really say that much for me. I saw the cards. I saw everything. I saw some of the presentations and the live streams with Ben Starr, especially the one with Ben Starr. But it didn't really hit home that they could make such a huge profit out of it. But looky, you know, if we get a Final Fantasy 17, it'll be because of this. Yeah, literally, they can afford to make another game now because they're selling trading cards. Anyway, okay, J Gaming, you get a like. And by the way, J Gaming, if you don't watch his streams, you should definitely go and support them. He puts on a great show. He's one of the new up-and-coming FF7 streamers. Puts on a great show. He talks about, you know, the franchise and the series and all that. Great guy. Okay, so we're putting Final Fantasy VII to the side for now and the Nintendo Direct from yesterday, but there is one more thing I'd like to check out before we dive back into Dragon Quest VII, and that is, what's the program? Why are you suggesting this to me? I have no idea. Documentary. This is something that I did not watch. I purposely left it out just so that I could watch it live on stream. So Crimson Desert released a second trailer. Features overview number 2, combat and progression. The internet went wild when looking at this. And they're all questioning, is this game too good to be true? I'm questioning that too. I'm starting to ask that question.
Hello everyone. Welcome back to another Crimson Desert Features overview video.
I love this game.
Last time we took a closer look at Pywell, its characters, the stories within, and open world exploration. Today, we'll be shifting our attention to another important aspect of the game, combat and progression.
Okay. Looks gorgeous. Fighting like a Greymane.
Combat in Crimson Desert is visceral, and the battlefield is yours to shape.
It's brutal. Ow.
You will grow your arsenal of skills, weapons, and equipment, and it'll be up to you how you use them. Whether it's an aggressive offense, precisely timed defense.
What is he using?
Or even using your mount and the environment to your advantage.
He's riding a bear.
Combat in Pywell
Holy crap.
is full of possibility.
Now see, I don't get the machine.
Wield a wide array of weapons from sword and shield, spears, great swords, axes, and various ranged weapons.
3 playable characters, by the way.
Each
It's
weapon
not just click.
has its own advantages, so switch back and forth to the ones that best fit your style
Oh.
and the situation you're in.
So she's using magic and guns, magic and pistols. Oh,
Powerful
Magic-infused
weapon
pistols.
skills can be paired with hard-hitting, bare-handed hits and kicks, as well as a wide range of grapples to create seamless chains of attacks.
my God. How many different types of attacks does he have?
Elemental enhancements further expand your options by empowering key abilities, allowing you to burn, freeze, and stun enemies. So
but
combine
I'm
weapons
not seeing any
and chain
UI.
skills the way you want and forge
That
your
guy's
own
big.
approach
That guy's
to
big.
combat.
Whoa. Up, and oh, dude.
Your mobility
flew.
and timing are also a big factor in combat. Slides, dodges, counters, and swings flow directly into attacks, keeping you mobile and relentless.
My God, you can do everything. I feel like I'm watching... I feel like they've combined the battle systems of several different games. Like, I feel like I'm watching Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Ghost of Tsushima, Hogwarts Legacy, I don't know, a little bit of God of War 2. And I feel like I'm looking at all of those battle systems smashed into one game. And a little bit of The Order 1886 as well with the pistols. Like, does this game have limits? For real?
Well-timed guards and dodges open up enemies for a counter, letting you strike back and keeping up the pressure. The result is combat that feels grounded, yet explosive and endlessly expressive. Of course, the skills you've just seen won't all be available from the start.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. A bit too OP, don't
If
you
you've
think?
seen some of our previous gameplay videos, Cliff is usually shown at a much greater height of his power, wielding a
My
wide
God.
range of devastating
Ow.
skills.
No! Split him in half with a
But
shield.
when you
Ow!
awaken in the aftermath of the Black Bear's assault at the start of your journey, you start from scratch with a more limited set of abilities and equipment.
And from there you branch out.
A core part of your journey in Pywell is the transformation from a survivor into a truly formidable Greymane, and you decide how that progression takes place.
Damn, man, look at that.
As we mentioned in
Sorry.
our previous
Look.
As we mentioned in our previous
That's a
features video,
screensaver.
you
It's
will
not.
acquire artifacts, fragments of the abyss that have fallen to the world below through quests, combat, and exploration. They lie at the end of many trials in the possession of powerful bosses and hidden across Pywell, including
Wow.
up in the
This is giving FF16. Look, and you can see the birds there. Is that an oasis in a desert?
abyss.
Ah. This game is only a
Acquiring
month
these
away.
artifacts will be crucial to your progression, as they enable you to increase core stats like health and stamina, unlock new skills for more skill chaining potential, and enhance existing ones, thereby increasing your combat and exploration capabilities. Some skills and upgrades cannot be obtained through artifacts alone and must be observed firsthand out in the world.
Learning in progress. So you must find a master to learn these skills.
You may be the
you
type
just
to want
slam-
to upgrade
body
your
slam?
stamina quickly, to run and glide around the world longer
Wow.
to explore.
Oh my God. Are you serious right now?
Or you may want to unlock and upgrade all the diverse grappling skills to continuously slam enemies into the ground. Decide
Like when
which
being
skills you want
invaded.
to combine
How many
and
are there?
unleash during
Just one.
combat, and choose the direction of your progression by considering your playstyle. Your
Off you go.
While learning and mastering your skills is important to winning battles, the equipment you bring to the battlefield can be just as crucial. As you travel
Schmitty.
across Pywell, you can buy...
Wait, just a sec. Let me just make sure. Yeah, okay.
find, and craft the gear that gives
Just
you
want it
the
to be
edge in
solid.
combat.
The mighty blade tests the heart of its master.
Your equipment can be upgraded for higher stats.
That's pretty basic, okay. Bolton hammer.
Materials for upgrading your weapons, armor, and
Sulfur?
equipment can be found in a wide
Gold?
range of ways. Through mining
Oh.
and hunting.
This game's just like a lot of work.
Powerful bosses.
Oh.
Through quests and by uncovering them in hidden locations. You will also be able to customize equipment with extra stats and special effects.
Gale.
Mix and match these across your weapons and armor, and experiment to discover what
Very
combinations
scary.
work best for you in the battlefield and out in the world. All of that preparation leads to your
What?
greatest tests.
Where'd he come from?
Across the continent of Pywell,
That looks
fearsome
cute.
bosses rule, waiting for your challenge.
Wow.
They come in
What
many
in
forms.
heaven's name?
Human and beast, steel and sorcery, brute force and mystery.
Holy.
They'll test your limits in different ways.
That was my mind blown
At the
in
end of
pieces.
these hard-fought
If you didn't hear
encounters,
that sound.
Special rewards await. Some equipment earned from bosses can even grant access to their signature abilities. Or grant
What is that
unique
thing that
effects
keeps landing?
and bonuses.
Is it a summon?
So build on the strength you gain through each victory. Take down these threats of Pywell and prove yourself a true Greymane. That brings us to the end of this features overview video. We hope you look forward to Crimson Desert's combat and your progression journey as you explore and fight across Pywell.
Oh, hell yeah.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next and final features overview video.
Could be in about a week or two. Wow, look at the armor. Look at the coat. It's so fancy. Like a rug. Get him. Smash him. Yeah. Yeah. You're not getting away. Smack him. Pierce him. 1,000 needles. Get them. Roar. Slash. Oh, well, you're gonna feel that one in the morning. This battle system is awesome. Smash that shield. That shield is not going to protect you. March 19th. Alright. Got that one on the radar. So, yeah. All in all, pretty epic game. Pretty amazing. This was in a category of its own. It's not coming to Switch 2. This is its own thing. I don't know if it's coming... What console is it coming to? It's definitely coming to the PS5, which is where we're going to play it. I don't know if it's coming to Xbox and Steam as well, or PC, whatever. But yeah, very interesting stuff. Let me just log out from here. 1 second. Okay, and now we can jump into what we were going to do from the first place. But yeah, you see a lot of interesting stuff going on in the world of gaming. Crimson Desert, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Nintendo Direct, announcing a lot of interesting stuff, such as Orbitals. Could have a state of play next week. So many things to look forward to. Jeez, can't wait. All right, now it's time for some Dragon Quest VII. And if you'll give me a minute, I'll switch the screen. All right, be right back. 1 second.